The first leaked image of the Samsung Galaxy Tab S11 Ultra suggests a lower notch and the repositioning of the S Pen. In a leaked photograph, the Tab S11 Ultra made its debut, shocking us with a new look. Although Samsung hasn't completely done away with the contentious display notch, the forthcoming flagship tablet features a much smaller cutout. October is anticipated to see the release of the Samsung Galaxy Tab S10 Ultra's replacement, which costs about $1,050. The forthcoming flagship tablet's MediaTek Dimensity 9400 Plus chip, which was recently spotted on Geekbench, demonstrated an approximately 10% increase in CPU performance over its predecessor. It is unable to fully keep up with tablets that use the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Elite though. Even Blas, a highly credible leaker, has now released what might be the device's very first photograph. According to the picture, Samsung has eliminated the pill-shaped part that indicated the S Pen's magnetic charging region while keeping the twin camera system on the tablet's rear. This implies that Samsung might be following Apple's strategy with the iPad Pro by moving the magnetic connector to the tablet's frame. The decreased display notch is another good improvement, but it appears that Samsung left out one of the two front-facing cameras, most likely to conserve space. The front of the Galaxy Tab S10 Ultra has a 12 megapixels wide-angle and a 12 megapixels ultra-wide camera. Theoretically, both cameras might be replaced without sacrificing functionality by a higher resolution ultra-wide lens with digital zoom. The Galaxy Tab S11 Ultra is expected to have an 11,700 mAh battery, which is around 4.5% larger than its predecessor's 11,200 mAh capacity, in addition to design modifications and a little faster chipset. Digital Chat Station claims that Huawei is not far behind with its own substitute. For comparison, the company already has the MatePad Pro 13.2, which is a rival to the iPad Pro 13. Though it's unclear if this will take the place of Huawei's current 13-inch multimedia tablet, the company is reportedly developing an even larger device. In particular, according to Digital Chat Station, Huawei has created a tablet with a 14.2-inch OLED screen. The unidentified flagship smartphone is anticipated to coexist with a much smaller alternative, the specifics of which we have discussed previously. Huawei's larger alternative appears to combine a huge battery size, quick charging, and a modern Kirin 9 series SoC. It is unclear, though, if the tablet will be able to match the 13,000 mAh battery and 100-watt wired charging that Digital Chat Station also indicated in their most recent Weibo post. The Tab S11 Ultra with model number SMX936B made an appearance at Geekbench, as shown. Naturally, your first concern will be what chipset it will include. According to the Geekbench listing, the MediaTek Dimensity 9400 Plus chipset will be included in the Galaxy Tab S11 Ultra. The Tab S10 Ultra, for instance, has a MediaTek Dimensity 9300 Plus. In fairness, Samsung is now moving away from using Snapdragon CPUs in its flagship tablet line. This indicates that Samsung's high-end tablet lineup is using MediaTek for the second consecutive year. Indeed, the flagship class chipset, the Dimensity 9400 Plus, was introduced in April 2025. Therefore, we're in for some major power if the Tab S11 Ultra does validate the use of the Dimensity 9400 Plus. The tablet will be faster, smoother, and smarter overall thanks to significant improvements in performance, graphics, and AI features. The processor has a powerful Mali G925 Immortalis MC, 12 GPU, and a variety of cores that can operate at up to 3.73 GHz. With a single-core score of 2,675 and a multi-core score of 8,039, we have a potential powerhouse. In addition, the listing affirms that 12 gigs of RAM will be included with the Galaxy Tab S11 Ultra. Apart from that, these might be the first Galaxy tablets to come pre-installed with the latest One UI 8, which is based on Android 16. Launch is still a ways off, and as it approaches, we'll probably continue to discover more. The most established and prosperous Android tablet range to date is Samsung's Galaxy Tab S series. Launched in September 2024, the Galaxy Tab S10 Plus and Galaxy Tab S10 Ultra are part of the Galaxy Tab S10 series. We've now discovered hints that Samsung is developing successors for these devices in addition to a light model for the current series. Because the business continued to use Plus and Ultra variants with the MediaTek Dimensity 9300 Plus SoC, the Galaxy Tab S10 series did not have a base Galaxy Tab S10. By releasing the Tab S11 and a Galaxy Tab S11 Ultra with the MediaTek Dimensity 9400, Samsung may be making a change for the next generation. In this case, the Galaxy Tab S11 and Galaxy Tab S11 Ultra are most likely referred to by the terms Gets 11 and Gets 11U, respectively. For both tablets, the part number for the Dimensity 9400 is MT6991. Although we haven't yet found any indications of a Plus version for this next generation of tablets, it doesn't necessarily indicate that one doesn't exist. Later on, Samsung might create and release the Plus version. As of right now, we only have hints that these two tablets exist. Next, the Tab S11 Ultra's main issue is that it exists. Samsung is not performing as well in the tablet industry as it once did because of some very blatant strategic errors, as the first image of the Galaxy Tab S11 Ultra serves as a reminder. You probably don't recall this now, but in 2020 Samsung, along with Lenovo, but that's another story for another time, was the market leader for tablets worldwide. Apple's dominance of the market appeared to be as stable half a decade ago as it is now, but during 2019 and 2020, global Galaxy Tab shipments astonishingly increased from 21.7 to 31.3 million units, increasing their manufacturer's market share to 19.1%. Even while Samsung is still the second largest tablet seller in the globe as of 2024, it's difficult to see any improvement in the company's most recent year-end numbers. Although the market has undoubtedly seen some difficult periods in the past 4 years, Samsung's stagnation is obviously more complex than that. After all, at the same period when the silver medalists' part of the pie decreased from 19.1 to 18.8%, Apple was able to increase its share from 32.5 to 38.6%. There are undoubtedly a lot of variables at work in these cases, but following the most recent leak of the Galaxy Tab S11 Ultra, I can't get rid of the impression that one crucial aspect stands out above the others as the main reason why Samsung is having trouble in the tablet market. The Ultra tablet is not necessary. In a nutshell, which Android tablet was the greatest in 2020? Let me remind you if you don't remember that knowledge, which I completely understand. Depending on your preferred screen size, that was either the 12.4-inch Galaxy Tab S7 Plus or the 11-inch Galaxy Tab S7. There was no such product, therefore, the Galaxy Tab S7 Ultra was not discussed. In my opinion, Samsung should stop experimenting and return to that simpler era for its lineup of high-end tablets. The absence of the Galaxy Tab S10 last year and the Tab S11 Plus this year indicates a lack of maturity completely out of character for a seasoned company like Samsung. Yes, massive 14-inch plus tablets are an experiment that has no place in the mainstream landscape of the industry. It's even more strange to see the manufacturer of the 14.6-inch Tab S10 Ultra insist on maintaining the Ultra model of its tablet family at the expense of other models that have a higher chance of becoming more commercially successful, as I don't know anyone who doesn't find it uncomfortable, cumbersome, or just plain weird. Although I don't have official sales figures for the Tab S10 Plus and Tab S10 Ultra from last year, I firmly believe that a classic Tab S10/Tab S10 Plus combination would have done better. The same is true for this year's Tab S11/Tab S11 Plus combo, which is supposedly not happening. Look, since the notch is obviously not that important, I won't be talking about it too much. Am I fond of it? Not at all. Would I like to see it disappear? Of course. Without it, would the Galaxy Tab S11 Ultra have a much higher chance of becoming a box office success? Not in my opinion. And the reason for this is that the screen is still too darn large, whether or not there is a screen cutout. The entire body of the Tab S10 Ultra is completely insane, standing at least 45mm taller than Apple's iPad Pro 13, which will be delivered in 2024. Ironically, a recent rumor said that the Galaxy Tab S11 Ultra might have a display even larger than 14.6 inches, which I find equally ridiculous and impractical. However, with yet another MediaTek chip, the Tab S11 Ultra seems like a near-certain failure even at just 14.6 inches. Yes, it is anticipated that Samsung will continue to make mistakes and pass on Qualcomm's Snapdragon chipset family for the second consecutive tablet generation. Now consider what might have happened if the Galaxy S25 Ultra had a MediaTek SoC rather than a Snapdragon 8 Elite. Would you still think that was the world's greatest Android phone? Most likely not. Would you still have been willing to spend $1,300 on it? Most likely not. Therefore, how in the world can Samsung expect anyone who is even remotely conversant with the mobile industry to shell out far over $1,000 for a cutting-edge new Ultra tablet that has a MediaTek Dimensity 9400 Plus processor that is definitely not Ultra? It's not even about the MediaTek chip's performance, which is by no means subpar, but rather the perception that Samsung is making even the smallest concessions on a device that ought to be flawless. And that's also the problem with the notch, which is minor, but still extremely noticeable, my friends. So if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more exciting tech news and updates. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.